Hello everyone, welcome to another video. This is going to be Manchester United versus Leeds preview. Premier League is back. We all are very excited. Um, United play the first game tomorrow morning for us in the United States, 7:30 a.m. kickoff. Arsenal lost today, so a bit of a banter there. But we can't really enjoy their loss until United win against Leeds, and it's going to be a tough game. No, absolutely no doubt about that. Leeds are a very tough opposition, as we saw. I mean, we had a pretty easy game against them, our first game against them, but nonetheless, they are a team, whether they are losing or winning, they are relentless from the first minute, from the get-go. They will attack like a shark, 1 to 90. They will keep on going. And so United need to be careful and be mindful of that. I think we need to match their intensity, and I think that might be the only way to beat them comfortably. Obviously, if we are as quick and as intense as Leeds are from the start towards the end of the game, I think our quality will eventually show. Quality-wise, we are a much better team, no doubt about that. But Leeds, they had a full preseason. They have a fuller squad, a fitter squad, definitely more fit than Manchester United. So they do have an upper hand on that. But not to be too gloomy, I think if Manchester United are quick to react, can grab the game from the first minute, we can definitely win the game. As we know, last season we were slow to start games. You kind of slowly build them up. And probably be a second half team. That's why we ended up conceding the first goals and having to end up coming back from a goal down. That happened a lot of time last season. Even though it was enjoyable, I think there are lessons to be learned. Definitely against Leeds. Last season again, we started really quickly against Leeds, and that was sort of a dagger blow towards him. And we definitely need to do the same this time around. If we are fast, quick to react from the first minute, it will be comfortable for United, I think. Having said that, there are a couple of things. Like I said, there are a lot of players that are missing for us, and I'll go over my starting lineup. But I think Ole will have players in the starting 11. I'll go over that. But before I do that, let me see if I missed anything that I wanted to talk about. Relentless, Leeds, very tough to break down. Score prediction I will do towards the end. But I said I have a point here where I said set pieces are something that United can take advantage of. We have taller players, Matic, Maguire, Pogba. Given Maguire makes his headers on target, we can definitely take advantage over set pieces if we are winning free kicks. So that's one thing to look at. Also, I don't think Sancho will start. I think Greenwood will play on the right, and Martial will play up front. Because Cavani he just came back to Manchester this weekend. I don't expect him to be involved in this game, and probably on the bench in the next one. But for now, let's start going over our starting 11. That I think that Ole will choose. And to begin, obviously, I think Dean Henderson is injured or hasn't fully recovered yet. So De Gea will definitely start. Varane has not officially been unveiled as a United player yet. So it's still Maguire and Lindelof. So Maguire, Lindelof, obviously Luke Shaw, no-brainer on the left, Wan-Bissaka on the right, and also Bruno Fernandes, no doubt he plays. In the midfield, I think we will play with Matic, and I think Matic will play. I don't think Pogba will play. Greenwood is on the right. Or actually, let me just fix that real quick. Okay. Yeah, Greenwood is on the right. I think Dan James plays on the left. Martial up front. Matic over there. I think actually in the midfield with Matic, pretty sure McTominay might end up playing. So I'll just put McTominay here. And obviously, because, well, if you remember last year, McTominay played against Leeds, and he adopted really quickly against the Leeds midfield. I know Fred was playing, but I think as a holding midfielder, McTominay, Matic is better when he is fit and he has been rested fully. So I think absolutely it's going to be McTominay and Matic. Matic being the holding midfielder, McTominay slightly up front with Bruno towards the attack. Left side is Dan James. Greenwood is on the right, and then Anthony Martial up front as our striker. Now, I talked about Jadon Sancho. I think at some point in the game he will feature. It depends if he plays against or comes on in place of either Greenwood or actually, depending how good Greenwood or Martial are playing, what Ole could do is he could bring him for Greenwood, and even for Anthony Martial. And if he does bring Jadon Sancho for Martial, what will happen is Jadon Sancho will eventually play towards the right, and then Greenwood will play up front. And then it could also be possibly, if Dan James isn't performing well, Jadon can come in place of Dan James. Then obviously Martial can move here. Greenwood will stay up front, and then Jadon Sancho towards the right. So there are a couple of options that Ole has, and depending on how the game goes, it will be crucial to make good substitutions tomorrow. It does seem like, looking at Ole's recent interview, that he does rate Martial a lot and has a lot of expectations. Obviously, he knows best. I don't think Martial is a sole number 9, and we can't rely on him. But Ole is Manchester United's manager, and he absolutely does know more than anyone else about the players, or what he has, or how the players train. So hopefully Martial does come good, does provide a lot of goals and assists this season, but that's something to be seen in the future, or something to the jury's out. Basically, it's still out. It's been a long time, but it's still out. So that's what it is. I know we could have, or we wanted to have, or every United fan would have wished to have Rashford, Cavani, and Sancho as a front three. But we will have to wait for that. Sancho will slowly come in as a starting player. Rashford won't be available until October. So once he is, it might be a different team. But for now, I think there's still quality in that team. Bruno Fernandes and Mason Greenwood are more than capable of running a great game around. Dan James can be helpful if when he runs and keeps his head up. That's something that's been missing from his games. He runs and runs and runs, and then he runs out of space, or makes a pass into a place where no player is. So he needs to keep his head up whenever he's running. He ended up scoring against Leeds last year also. So to conclude, I think we are more than capable tomorrow to win the game. There shouldn't be any excuses. And obviously, whatever will happen will happen. I'll obviously do a post-match review of the game as well. Win or lose, I'll do it. But very excited. I'll wake up early in the morning, 7:30 a.m. First game. Definitely going to watch the whole game. Put like 2 alarms to make sure I wake up. Very excited. It seems like it's been a long summer, just because past season, or the season before last, because of COVID, there was a much shorter break. And then Euros and preseason friendlies, they're not the same thing. Actual league is starting, the fans are going to be back, so it's going to be much more enjoyable. Excuse me. To watch the game. And my score predictions, I think, like I said, it'll be an interesting game, a tough game. It won't be boring. end to end. It will be end to end. It should be end to end. If United can match their intensity, hopefully, I would hope United would kill them off in the first half like they did last season. But obviously Leeds would have seen that game numerous times, and would have learned from their mistakes. So it might not be a game where that includes as many goals as it did last time around, but it still have a lot of goals. A lot, I mean, both teams will score, I think. Just because I don't think United's defense, and more specifically their goalkeeper, our goalkeeper, I don't have a lot of confidence in De Gea or Dean Henderson if he was available. So I think Leeds can capitalize on a mistake from our goalkeeper. So I think at some point they will end up scoring a goal, but I think we would end up scoring more goals than they would. Long story short, I think it's going to be 2-1. So let's see what happens. In the meantime, please like, share, and subscribe my video. I will be doing a post-match review as well of the game. Until then, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.